I quite like the tranquilness of the country. I think maybe that has something to do with the fact that I was born in Nashville, Tennessee, which is most definitely country. And I spent a great deal of time as a kid walking around with no shoes on, playing in the grass and different things of that nature. I tried to live in London, but I couldn't hack it. It was just too much for me. I've been very, very happy here for the last 9 years. I was with a company called Golden World, Rick Tick. My very first records, 5 of them, were hits. Motown bought Rick Tick Records, Golden World, okay? And that's how I became a Motown artist. When I had hit singles, it was just the idea of having a hit record. It had nothing to do with money, had nothing to do with publishing, it had nothing to do with performing. It was just that, wow, man, I'm on the radio, Jack, you know, and my friends, man, I can go in the neighborhood, you know, and talk to my buddies, and they say, man, you're on the radio, did you hear it? Yeah, I'm on the radio. You know, although we were making money, we didn't realize what kind of money was actually being made. We can go buy a pair of £50 $50 shoes or something, you know. We were happy about that. We didn't realize that in the background, we were perpetuating millionaires. For the first time, young black kids were getting national exposure on TV, national exposure on radio. You could be living in the projects where we mostly lived, which what you call a housing development, and live right next door to a superstar. You know, being at Motown, we used to have all kinds of routines that, you know, everybody used to have to learn how to do different dances. The Temptations had the Temptation Walk, which everybody in the whole world has done at one time or another. The Four Tops, they had kind of like a little routine that kind of kept them from getting too sweaty. Stevie Wonder did nothing at all because Stevie couldn't hardly see where he was going. I just kind of like did whatever I felt. I always had my own kind of like groove, you know, I kind of like sat in the pocket because living in the neighborhood where I lived at, we used to have to sing an awful lot without any music. So we had to create our own music. And I did the kind of things that I kind of like felt were good for me. Get down in the middle, get out in the middle of the flow, just a little get out. Records used to be an escape, okay? You used to utilize the music and the storylines to get away from the neighborhoods. Now, the records are back into the neighborhood. So you don't get a chance to get away from what it is that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And music is supposed to be a relief. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about something that helps to pick you up, to lift your spirits. It's not supposed to be something that drags you down. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. You know, it's funny about that song. It's probably more popular now than it was in 1970 when it was actually released. And it's very, very funny because women seem to enjoy singing it more than men do. You know, they've got all of these body movements. What is, you know, I mean, you know, they got all these things that they do when they're singing, you know. And sometimes in my head I'll be saying, well, what are they expressing? I'm sending out an SOS. The people out there are my lifeline. So when I go on stage to prove to them, yes, you paid your money to come and see me here. I'm saying thanks to you, and this is the performance that I will give you because of what you paid to see. Everybody at one time or another has come by here. I would say Stevie is a very, very good friend. Ronnie Isley from the Isley Brothers. So my closest friends would be the Four Tops. I live and breathe music, okay? 24 hours a day, that's what I do. I don't have a job. I don't have another existence. I am a 24-hour-a-day artist. If I wasn't a singer, I would definitely be a chef. All right. This is my secret recipe barbecue sauce here that I will not tell you the recipe of. And this is what the end result is. This is something that I fixed earlier. So you get a chance to see what it really looks like when it's all done. And then you savor the flavor. That's good old American barbecue there for you. You can't beat that. Can't beat that. That's when I get my new restaurant, that's where I'm going to be cooking.
Angelo Starr is Edwin's younger brother and a member of his band.
Obviously, I'm going to sound biased, being his brother, but almost as young as I can remember he was singing, and the good thing about that is that it was always encouraged by our folks. Edwin is a stories man. He likes to write stories, and if there's a story to be written, then, there's always a song for him to sing. I think he's managed to be an inspiration for a lot of people in the business.
What you see here is about 10 years of show business paraphernalia. Probably my favorite of all the jackets that I've got is this particular one, which was done by a very famous designer in California. But the reason why I keep it is because it will never be duplicated. At one point, the eagle was my sort of sign, as a free spirit. It's important to look the part. Not only just be the part, you have to look the part as well. The jacket that I've got on now is a designer jacket that I wear on stage, and quite often I combination it with the shirt that also matches the jacket. And try to keep everything as young and as much today as humanly possible. That is my philosophy. If you're gonna dream, dream big. Or if you don't dream big, don't dream at all. The way I live is an accident. When I moved into this country, I didn't have anything. Absolutely nothing. I had the clothes on my back, belief in my heart, and a suitcase in my hand, okay? And I knew that if I worked hard enough, that I could achieve something.